Our first item is the budget hearing. We'll open up with Ben to present.
Mayor and City Council members, we are asking tonight for approval of public hearing and approval of the budget amendment for 2024. It involves three different funds, water fund, recycle, and refuse fund, and then the cemetery fund. Water fund increase is due to under budgeted water treatment fees or water treatment expenses. The refuse is because of the increase in solid waste contract. And then the cemetery allows us to purchase equipment out of the cash reserves that we've got in those funds.
Any questions for Ben? Thank you, Ben. Anybody from the public like to speak to this during this hearing time? Seeing none, we will go ahead and close the hearing and open up regular meeting and go into approval of the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
Been moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next is the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved in second. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Is there anybody here who'd like to speak to something that's not on the agenda?
Becky McMillan and Mr. Mayor and City Council. I live in 1102 Dearborn, and you know I'm
Hey.
here.
You guys got that right.
I'm sure, I'm positive, right? You didn't move out on me.
That's going to be an ongoing joke now each time.
I do know that. It makes me relax.
Good.
Anyway, everywhere I go, I get asked the question, is there going to be anything done about the lake, the Baldwin City Lake, and whether you've talked to BG Engineering about the spillway? So that's my only question, and I'll,
So we usually don't go back and forth, but I'll answer. We haven't gotten a response back.
okay, that's what I
So,
was wondering.
yeah, until we get that, we're really probably not going to take it back up with this body.
Okay, I
until-
just didn't want you to take it up and me not be here.
Nope. We will make sure that it is,
Okay.
everybody's well aware.
Okay, because people are still really asking and talking about it. Okay, thank you
Sounds
very
great.
much.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak to anything that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to special reports and presentations. Chief?
Mayor and Council, I just wanted to take just a couple minutes of your time to introduce to you Kobe Money behind me here. Kobe is our newest hire, and he's made us now fully staffed. So he will be going to the academy in January, first week of January, I believe. Yes, sir. And he'll be there for about 14 weeks, and then he'll return a certified officer. So his background is in education. He got an education degree from the University of Ottawa in physical education. So he's actually changing careers and going to start that with us. So we're very, very happy to have him, and I wanted to introduce him to you before he heads off to the academy first of the week in January. So thank you for your time.
Well, welcome to Baldwin.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. I'm excited to be here. So
Thank you.
sure I'll see you guys around. I can't wait to meet all of you personally.
In the right setting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
guys.
Okay. Now, under old business, we do need an executive session for attorney-client privilege. We move this up in the agenda so that way outside counsel could get out here a little earlier than last time. So I will need, how long do we need, Dakota, roughly? Okay. I'll need a motion for a 30-minute executive session to start at, I guess, 7:05. We'll go to 7:35 with the council, the mayor, city administrator, outside counsel, and city attorney.
I make that presented motion.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. We're in executive session.
It's the best. It's the best. Control.
Okay, it's 7:35, so we'll call the meeting back into order. And I will entertain a motion to enter into the settlement agreement with Ottawa Northern Railroad.
I move to enter the settlement agreement with Ottawa Northern Railroad.
Second.
Been moved and seconded simultaneously. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next, 2024 budget amendment certificate. Is there anybody from the public like to speak to this agenda item? This is just essentially ratifying.
Seeing it on the annotated agenda.
I think it's just a motion to pass the 2024 budget amendment certificate.
Okay. I move to pass the 2024 budget certificate.
Second.
Been moved and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next is the interlocal agreement. So I think this agreement is in your packet. This is the agreement for the 911 system with Douglas County that we discussed about, where they increased our fees from 20-some thousand to 80-some thousand, and then it's going up to 100-some thousand dollars. So this is the official interlocal agreement on this. So before we open up council discussion, is there anybody from the public like to speak to this agenda item? Seeing none, council discussion. I will start. One portion that I just want to call out, I don't like, we talked about this in committee, is the portion of the voting on this agreement. It essentially gives 2 votes to Lawrence, 2 votes to Douglas County, and 1 vote each to Baldwin and Eudora. So, just personally, I know we had some lengthy discussions about when Douglas County increased our fees to this, but that is definitely one portion I don't like. Don't think we can probably do much about it, but I wanted to call that to the council's attention.
Why is it not evenly distributed? Why is it not like an actual? Why are they weighted?
I think their explanation of that is because of the amount of money that Lawrence and Douglas County provide for the 911 system compared to what Baldwin and Eudora provide. That is what they're hanging their hat on.
Okay. But those are all communities and counties getting the same service, so it should be the same vote as far as I'm concerned. Why are we weighting things? So if the county and Lawrence agree, Baldwin and Eudora just sitting there, okay, whatever you tell us to do.
So we've discussed this in length at committee level, talked to Chief about it. He said, with the personnel that are in there and on this task force or committee, that's never became an issue. I mean, obviously we know things can change and people change, and but I mean, you're not saying anything that wasn't discussed in committee, and I guess I showed some frustrations with it, at least in committee, with that, because I feel the same way. I feel like it shouldn't matter that all of us are equal entities, but this document.
Well, in the whole spirit of this, that everyone's paying their fair share, it's all distributed equally, but yet we're weighting votes differently, and we're getting some communities get 2 votes and some communities get 1. And to me, that counters the entire spirit of the whole restructuring of the whole deal. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that. I'd like to have the same votes as the other communities.
It is frustrating, but I don't know that there's anything our hands are kind of tied from what I understand.
Well, we only have 1 vote.
Mike, did you want to speak to your experience with this committee? Because I know that was reassuring to me to hear.
Sure. No, the only thing that I mentioned in the committee meeting was that the heads of all the agencies that I've been working with, we have a great working relationship, and of the cost for that to happen. I think it's 6% for Eudora. The rest of the bulk of that is paid by the other two entities. Having one vote is actually 17% of the votes. So in that model, it sounds fair. I can't speak to whether or not they would change it if you brought it to their attention and wanted to change it in any way or had that discussion with them. I've not had that discussion with them. And maybe that's probably not at my level. It has to be at your level for that to occur. I can just tell you that I've never not felt heard at those meetings. I think if I had an issue with something, all of the other players that I meet with would hear us. So I really don't see how we get hurt with this agreement, but that's me personally. And granted, I won't be chief here forever. The other chiefs that I have this great relationship will not be there forever. So I understand that part of it. I can just tell you the working relationship that we have with those entities is very strong, and I don't see us being harmed in any way by that.
Thank you.
Any other council discussion?
No, and maybe it's something we just talk through it a little bit. It's the whole fundamental change of this whole deal. So the way it used to be, I think it was just kind of, well, smaller community, you pay, what was it, 20 some thousand that we've been paying the whole time. And then I think they sent a study to Wichita State or whoever it was that said, here's a way to do it if you want to spread things out differently or restructure it. Just to me, Douglas County Dispatch is a county service. That's the Douglas County dispatches. Those are county employees. Those are county dispatchers. So why is it this weird thing where the county pays a percentage of the service and then the other communities pitch in too? Why doesn't the county just pay the whole thing? I mean, is it just a fear of raising property taxes? I mean, you're paying for it one way or the other, whether it comes out of your city taxes or whether it comes out of your the city portion of your property taxes or the county portion of your property taxes. So it's like, why it seems odd that you wouldn't just fund the whole thing through the county and then they raise that portion, their county's portion of the taxes. Why do we have to go hire Wichita State University to tell us how to distribute any of this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the answer to that. The only thing I can think of is in their mind, they're seeing, Lawrence takes a lot of the calls in the county, and it is operated in county. I know our committee member on that committee helped set up this system back in the 90s, I believe is what he said in the committee level. And it was for, making things just easier between the departments to work. But I mean, again, I don't disagree with you. I think one of my arguments that I've said before is, I'll say it again, is, the county on the citizens of Baldwin's property taxes, they take about a third of the property tax. The city takes the third, and the school district takes the rest. But the county doesn't make any further investments in Baldwin City outside the EMS service, which obviously we definitely appreciate and need down here. So definitely a frustration point on ours. I have had the benefit to talk to a couple commissioners about it and different things and voice that frustration. But yeah, I mean, I don't discredit anything you're saying.
It's just strange to me. I mean, they're county employees that run the whole dispatching system. And so why isn't it a county funded? That's just odd to me. Is that common?
That's valid.
Is that common in the way it's? Are there jurisdictions of the way separate? I mean, maybe this is common and I'm just not used to it. I don't know.